I was alone in the house. My mother and father had went out. And I remember I was singing in the living room. I was singing so loud you could hear me outside. I know that. I was performing up a storm, man. I was doing my thing and everything, right? And when the music ended, I heard this. With my mother and father. And they were standing under. My mother was crying. My mother never told me this is the way you should sing. This is how you should sing. This is the kind of singer you should be. What she told me was, sing with feeling. Sing it from your heart and give it all you got. And that's the kind of performer people will live to see, you know. And that's what my mom taught me. I was a pretty good kid. As a matter of fact, I know I was a pretty good kid because if I wasn't a good kid, my mother would have killed me.
I told her to make sure those dishes were up and dried and all that kind of thing, which she hated to do. She hated to wash dishes. She hated to do really anything. So I knew she was going to be a star or something because she didn't want to do any of that. Right?
I was very shy as a young girl. I was very much to myself.
And she was just adorable. I used to dress her like a little girl. Should be dressed going to school. She was adorable. I had bangs usually, you know, and the buffy ponytails with bows on her hair and a nice little dress or whatnot. Nothing elaborate, nothing.
My mother would dress me real pretty, but when I got to school, I dressed down, you know, so that I wouldn't get picked with, you know. And my hair was really long and stuff, you know, and I had fairly nice hair, and they would grab my braids and stuff, you know.
Somebody had threatened her or hit her or something like that, you know. She didn't want to go back there to that school ever. I said, what do you mean you don't have to go back to school? She said, the teacher said I was so good I didn't have to go back to school. I said, what kind of nonsense is this?
Well, because my mother would say that I got beat up because she'd see me running home. I'd run. I would never stand there and get beat up. I'd never stand and get my kicked for nobody, you know. But I would run because there were so many girls. There would be like 8 and 9 girls after this one little me. And
what did she do to you that would make you want to whip her, you know, beat her up? What do you want to run her? What would she do? She just thinks she's cute. And she did that. I said, now, wait a minute. I said, hey, in order to whip her, you're going to have to come through me. I don't think you can do that, right?
And she looked at him. She said, okay. She said, Whitney isn't scared of you. She said, but I want the baddest one out of all of you to come out here now, and I want you to fight her.
You got to whip one of them. The one that's the leader, that's what you got to whip. And if you do that, they'll leave you alone.
And I had to fight her. My mother said, if you don't fight, I'm going to kick your ass. So I had to fight. I did pretty good. I fought, man. I was more afraid of my mother kicking my butt than somebody else because my mother was fierce.